Wait a minute. He's gonna rewind time. Generic intro and that goes Moo here, back with another nostalgic video, and today we're doing Superman, which I believe is Superman 1. The last video I did was Superman 4, and my god, that movie was certainly interesting. I've never actually seen a Superman movie before. I've been reacting to Nostalgic Critic covering some of the Superman movies. I know he just did the Superman month or something like that. You can check my reaction to Superman 4, however, I'll leave it right up there. Also, link down below in the description. Also, in a place on my channel with all my Nostalgic Critic reactions. Go in chronological order if you want to binge watch all of them. There's well over 100 videos, probably close to 200 videos in that playlist, which is kind of a lot, but it's a lot of movies that I've never heard of or never seen. I've definitely heard of Superman. I've just never seen a Superman movie. So the whole plot of Superman 4, even as someone that doesn't know anything about Superman, found that one to be absolutely baffling. But this is going to be Superman 1, which came out 3 weeks ago. It was heavily requested in the comment section of last week's video. Shout out to the patrons because they get all the videos there early. Allow it out of a paywall channel. Could not do this if it was not for them. I'm here to make you smile, not make you pay, and that's why I'm completely against paywalls. And hopefully I can make your day just a tiny little bit better. But let's go ahead and jump into Superman 1. All right.
This episode brought to you by Robinhood.
Okay.
Get the most for your retirement.
So we have...
Hey folks, we're starting YouTube memberships. If you want
Okay.
access to emojis,
Yeah,
polls,
so
behind-the-scenes
Superman
videos, and
1,
other
huh?
perks, check out and see if you want to
I've
become
still
a member.
never seen a
And
Superman
we got
movie.
some Midwest cons coming
I
up.
did...
Hope to see you there.
What is it?
Faster than a speeding bullet.
I did what? Batman vs. Superman by
More
him.
powerful than a locomotive.
And then I did
Able to leap tall buildings
Man
in a
of
single
Steel,
bound.
and then
But he
Superman
can
4.
also fly, so it's a tad less impressive when you know that.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane! Well, I'm not looking up for any of those things.
It's
That's
Super
fair.
Month.
Super Month?
Yes, it's Super Month.
Didn't they announce
a
it
gimmicky
beforehand?
attempt for a YouTube channel to drive up viewership. Super Month. Standing uncomfortably still, making everyone feel awkward. Super Month.
And then there's just...
critiquing what's left of the Superman movie so he can pad out another compilation video. Super Month. Who, disguised as nostalgia critic, mild-mannered loser in desperate need of getting laid, fights a never-ending battle to spew because it's the American way.
The American way? Okay.
Let's go back to the beginning of superhero movies. Not that way.
What
Many audiences
do you mean?
find themselves
What do you
growing
mean not
tired
that
of
way?
superhero flicks.
Haven't seen
there
it.
was a time when they weren't even a thing. Sure, there were shows and serials, but a superhero film, at least a serious superhero film, wasn't really a thing until Superman. And even then, superhero flicks
how
didn't really
old
become a
is this?
genre until Batman over 20 years later. And even then, it kinda took a long time to become a regular thing.
With Iron Man, yeah, Iron Man kind of
really
changed
was
the game.
OG cinematic superhero. And while I've covered several of the Superman
So
movies
was that
in
him
the past,
struggling to catch a
I never have
missile?
talked about the ones that started it all. So, all throughout March, I'm gonna go over the cinematic Superman movies I haven't covered. Superman 1, 2, and 3, and then finish it off with a special look at the Snyder Cut, which combined might actually be as long as Superman 1, 2, and 3.
Isn't...
So let's begin
That's Zack
Super
Snyder.
Month.
Super Month. Wearing clothes so tight you wonder if he rolled up a pair of socks
Dude,
too.
we're good. Let's start with the 1978 classic, Superman the movie.
1978. Which is crazy because I just did the kill count for Alien. Yeah, Alien, yeah. Which was what,
Words can't
1979?
explain how excited, but
And that
also
movie looked
nervous
really
the
good.
film industry was about this flick. Remember, superhero films weren't a thing yet, so there was a big push to make this film a spectacle if, say, they missed the window of superheroes' popularity. The biggest stars were named first, even if they had less screen time than the lead. Little footage of Superman was shown in case people couldn't take him in that outfit seriously. And they
do you
pushed that
mean?
the effects were so good, you will believe a man can fly. Yep, that was a tagline in all the ads.
I mean,
and
the
ironic
effects back
thing
then are
is,
probably...
Superman did fly, just not in the way they thought.
Okay, the bro
People
turned into a
loved
train
the
track?
movie, not because of the flying effects, which were fine for the time. But because it
Yeah,
captured
I mean,
the
it
essence
does.
of this American icon
Some of those
so
effects
well,
do
it
kind of remind me of the
reminded
ship in
audiences
space
why
for Alien.
Superheroes are so important and will never truly go away. It combined both the playful campiness but also epic sides of the character that many still credited as the original blueprint for most superhero films that followed, including things that geeks like us love to nitpick, but we'll get to that in a bit. The film is still iconic all these years later, and we're gonna check out why. So let's start off Super Month.
Super Month.
God,
If
here
he
we go
did
with
roll
this.
up a pair of socks, why didn't he find a bigger size to tuck in his...
We're good! Let's take a look at
And
Superman
also
the movie.
the cape floating in the
The film
background.
sets the tone with an old school intro, making it clear it's gonna harken back to the golden age of comic books, and not be filled with a bunch of dated 70s references.
Yeah, I had no idea
Well,
that
not many.
Hey, Jim!
comics were still coming out.
That's a bad outfit.
All that's missing is a hat. the same
As he
time,
just
the
flies
titles
in
are
front of
like,
you.
hell with that noise, here's the real shit you're waiting for. Yeah, for 1978, these are some damn impressive intro effects. Their titles have you saying, alright, now I'm okay looking at nothing but text for 2 minutes.
Yeah, no.
And as
Wait,
I'm sure
2
countless
minutes of
people have pointed
text?
out, John
I guess
Williams'
people's attention span
amazing
were
music is
not
one of the few themes
destroyed.
that actually sings its title without any lyrics.
You hear it. You do, too. It's not just me.
What?
To the planet Krypton, or as some
Oh,
like to say,
and now it's icy.
Krypton.
For the planet Krypton. Planet Krypton.
I tell you, Krypton.
Leave Krypton.
It sounds like they're
Yo.
saying it while eating something bad.
Are those like
Planet
those reflective
Krypton. No, maybe
suits?
that's from the Krypton accent Marlon Brando has playing Jor-El, which I can only describe as British Canadian?
Specific charges herein against the individual. My friends, you know me to be neither rash nor impulsive. Pronounce judgment on those accused.
Look, in case people in
that
Slinkies, I'm
Zod?
not going to question their odd ways.
Yeah, fair.
They're sending off 3 criminals led by General Zod, played
That's
by
Zod.
Terrence Stamp, for trying to overthrow their government.
Chief
Sounds about
architect
right.
of this intended revolution and author of this insidious plot.
All he said was find more votes.
On the woman Ursa, whose perversions and unreasoning hatred of all mankind have threatened even the children of the planet Krypton.
I
Krypton.
still don't know what that means, and I'm still afraid to ask what that means.
You will bow down before me, both you
Why?
and then one day your heirs.
Your ass?
Your heirs. Your
See, this is what you
heirs.
get with that Krypton accent. They're banished into a kinda cheap, but also kinda cool effect. But subject change, planet exploding.
And I tell you that we must evacuate this planet immediately.
But they
I
don't.
tell you, Krypton is simply shifting its orbit.
Oh, so they didn't
Krypton warming
believe.
just isn't a thing. Stop trying to get upvotes on your socials. With the council forbidding him to tell anyone else,
Oh.
Jor-El uses what little he has to get his
Dude,
baby
these
boy
reflective
off the
suits are
planet.
wild.
Have you finished?
Nearly.
What have you wrapped them in? Color? You know that's outlawed. Only Pillsbury Doughboy glow-in-the-dark tinfoil is allowed. Fun fact, though a strange illusion, these suits actually did glow on camera, but not in real life. Which is good. I think this kid would have had nightmares
What?
about radioactive sperm people if they did.
Wait, why did they only do it on camera?
He'll be fast. Virtually invulnerable.
Honestly,
Oh.
I'm hoping he doesn't enslave them all.
You will make my strength your own. See my life through your eyes.
For as brief as Brando scenes are, he does make them count. You really feel the weight of this guy coming to grips with the end of the world, yet having some semblance
They didn't
of
make
hope
a
for his
backup
own
plan
son, which he now has
in
to
case
say
the planet was
goodbye to.
exploding?
It's a lot of emotions to play, but he really does nail it with a lot of calm, but also heartbreaking dignity.
This is all I can send you. Kal-El.
He needs to be changed. Oh, no time, send him out. They launch him in the crystal water chestnut, and for not even 20 minutes, this intro has all the makings of a Wagnerian climax. This feels appropriately large and epic because we've had time to see
Are those-
and
yeah,
feel
I
the
guess those are kind of
relationships
practical
built on this
effects.
planet.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it needs more technobabble and pterodactyls and clinical Nolan writing. And, yeah, okay, I'll play nice. I still say Krypton is shifting its orbit.
No, it definitely exploded.
Jor-El is sent to Earth with somehow all his bodily necessities taken care of, as Jor-El passes on basic information for him to survive on Earth.
Which Einstein called his theory of relativity, embedded in the crystals before you.
Remember,
Wait, so he got a
was an
lesson?
inside job. Taylor Swift runs the White House, and the moon landing was faked by us.
What was that?
The pod crash lands near a couple called the Kents. And let's
The Ken-
hope this kid has a real good sense of humor as an adult. And the couple try to figure out what's to be done with
How do they explain
Who that
where you
boy's
came from?
proper family is.
He hasn't got any. Not
How do you
around
know?
here anyway.
Martha, are you thinking what I think you're thinking?
Aliens.
We have dinner tonight for us and the family. But they figure out that meat might be a little rough, so they decide to keep the child and tell no one of his origins or his powers.
So is anybody gonna
He
see
grows
that?
up into a teen named Clark with a kind of distracting Chris Reeve voice, but honestly, you do get used to it pretty fast, and it does
And
surprisingly
this is him
blend
as a
pretty
teenager.
A whole bunch of us are going up to Mary Ellen's.
Ken can't make it.
What are you talking about? I just finished stacking all the...
All that?
Oh, wow. What?
This running effect can look a little silly, but again, for 1978, it's pretty damn impressive. And it is cool that this is the
running
original
for-
Superman and Lois Lane. Though it is a little odd that that's supposed to be Lois Lane. as the extended cut shows.
Lois Lane, you have a writer's gift for invention.
Wait,
Glad
so
they cut
that's
this
Lois
as
Lane, but
one.
he's
There
a
does
teenager?
not look like there's that much of an age difference between them.
Yeah.
And two, if there was, she would be older.
How'd you get here so fast? I ran.
Clark finds it rough, though, not being able to tell anyone about his special abilities.
And there's one thing I do know, son, and that is you are here for a reason.
Wait a minute, that
It's not
sounds
to
familiar.
score touchdowns.
To the Man of
Gotta
Steel.
play it cool, lay low, let everyone think you're normal, and then when the time is right, hold the White House hostage. We talked about this. In a
How do you,
really
like,
well-done death scene, the father falls to his knees and gives one hell of a quivering lip.
Oh no.
You got a heart attack?
Jesus, that guy's gonna die. And Clark is literally in the dark about it until it's too late.
Also, can
It's a
he,
very
like,
eerie and heartbreaking moment.
X-ray people and, like, see through them and see if something was going on? Like, couldn't he
I
prevent
know I
that
said
kind
I
of
lay
in
off
a way?
Man of Steel, and I meant it, but even outside that, I think most of us can agree there's a little too much over-explaining in superhero films now. Which a part of me gets is for a while they
I've
were
seen
seen as
a
more
couple
kid
of
stuff,
those.
and now people see the value in them, but for all the sitting down and talking paragraphs upon paragraphs
I haven't seen
about how
any
epic their emotions
Batman movie
are,
ever, actually.
I appreciate the simple
I think I've
yet
seen 4
direct
DC movies
emotion
ever.
of this line.
All those powers. And I couldn't even save him.
That is this film's with great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, piss off. So much of what Superman is and isn't, his strengths and weaknesses, what makes him alien but also makes him human,
Smallville.
is in that line. Honestly, when I was a kid, my favorite scenes were probably your favorite scenes as a kid. The flying stuff, the epic destruction,
But as an
the funny
adult,
lines,
it's
action,
stuff
adventure,
like
all
that.
stuff. But as an adult, these moments of
Curious.
Clark quietly thinking over who he is after his father's passing is amazing to me. It is so simple, yet so grand and epic, and it's paced and shot that way. The death of one person who is cherished and loved is just as huge and important as the death of an entire civilization.
Mother.
I know, son.
Hopefully I don't have to blur anything.
The perfect word I can use to describe it is
More cheerios.
Americana. Not cancel, whatever you want here. Oh, sorry, boycott again. Just so different. But simple truths leading to complex emotions. Small words leading to big ideas. Humble beginnings leading to extraordinary futures. Like I said,
And
there's a reason.
it
this
kind
is
of
the
upsets me because I
blueprint for a
know
lot
that
of
this turns into
superhero
Superman 4.
One night, though, Clark hears something calling to him under the barn.
Oh, so that's... Okay, that's still in Man of
That's why
Steel.
the cows have 6 eyes.
So this is
Takes this
very
as calling
similar
and
to Man
tells
of
his
Steel.
Mother he has to go
Very
away and
similar.
find his destiny.
Do you know where you're headed?
North.
Clark, I told you Santa isn't real. You'll never find him.
Not with that attitude, you
It's
won't.
his way to the Antarctic, where he tosses the
That's
green
not
rod
north.
into the snow. I'm always legit impressed whenever I see how legit alien anything Kryptonian looks. Like, you've seen giant monsters and weird environments that are done so much, they can kind of be from any sci-fi. But this is so distinct and original, it truly does feel otherworldly.
Also, he said north. Went to Antarctica.
Uses the
I thought,
Kryptonian
did he not go to
technology
the North
summon
Pole or something?
sort of a living recording of his father. Again, kind of an advanced idea for something like this.
So, my son,
A little hologram.
speak.
If a bad guy came in here and pretended to be me, would you fall for it? Oh my god, yes. Remember, we're a species that let our planet blow up. We're not very good at crossing the T's and dotting the I's.
Who am I?
Your name is Kal-El.
Years pass as Jor-El tells Clark about who he is. Again,
And now
moments
he
like
gets
this
the
I found
answers.
really boring as a kid, but I also knew they were important. Almost
Well,
like
as a
being
kid,
put
you're
in
just
a
like,
meditative state and coming out stronger. It establishes an atmosphere of patience and growing, which is what's required for the character. Which Clark certainly does. We finally get our first shot of Superman in the suit flying triumphantly through the air. And
He
then
can
you're
just
stuck with
fly.
his nerdy identity for 20 minutes.
Ken, can you open this?
Oh, sure, Mr. White.
20 minutes,
In
he's
any other
just...
movie, I'd be really pissed off. But A, that is really funny when you think about it. All this build-up, there he is, here we go, and then this for dozens of minutes. And
Yeah.
we finally get some levity.
Any more at home like you?
Not really, no.
No,
Reeve's
no,
Clark
quite
Kent
literally
is
no.
just as equally good as his Superman. He is 100% believable, awkward, and funny. Everyone knows the
Is he supposed to be
glasses don't
awkward?
hide that much and how tall and built he is. Come on, you can clearly tell this is Superman, but with his acting being that good,
You wouldn't
I
believe.
actually
I'm sorry,
can't
is that- he's
believe
waving a gun?
nobody would put this together.
I guess I must have fainted.
Fainted.
Good acting.
fainted.
Sorry.
His subtle change in voice reminds me a lot
he's
of
definitely
Kevin
bulletproof,
Conroy's
right?
subtle change of voice with Bruce Wayne and Batman. Neither sounds like a fake voice. It's just the tiniest little tweaks, yet they sound like
I remember him
entirely
talking about how
different people.
perfect it was.
Something I have to tell you. I'm really... I was, at first, really nervous about tonight.
Margot Kidder as Lois Lane is equally entertaining. Especially when you wonder, what the hell is she writing about?
That's that intense.
Making sense of senseless killing.
I guess that's when newspapers kind of going crazy.
Wow, Superman clearly isn't on the clock yet.
There's no Z in Brazil.
How do you spell massacre?
There's only one P in rapist.
I kind of love the Superman movie to use that word as the PG one not directed by Snyder.
Oh?
That's another reason why they can hold off showing Superman a bit more, because the film's very good at showing why the city needs Superman, but also why Superman needs the city. Clark is very much a farm boy. He has simple values and an old-fashioned way of thinking.
Perhaps you could arrange for half my
But the city is fast.
He sends a check every week to his sweet gray-haired old mother.
Actually, she's silver-haired.
Lois is very much from the city. She has complex ideas and is also interested in always moving forward.
There are very few people left in the world who feel comfortable saying that word.
What word?
Swell.
Oh, sounds kind of natural.
Wait,
and what makes it so
word?
great is that they make it very clear neither one is better than the other. They both demonstrate pros and cons.
He steps
and
in
while
front of her
Lois and Clark are
because
very different,
I don't think a bullet's
they
gonna hurt
do
him.
get along and help each other out. Just like how Superman's very simple yet optimistic demeanor will balance out the city's advanced yet also complicated environment. Superman and the city offset each other perfectly, the same way Lois and Clark offset each other perfectly.
Huh.
Also, hi, Richard Donner.
Who?
Yeah, I also think the extra time is worth it for that blooper. When a helicopter crashes, Clark finally makes his first appearance as Supes, changing in the classic way.
In the phone booth?
Changing in
There's
this
no
weird-ass
phone.
way.
A revolving door.
Who are you?
I'm Batman.
No, I don't think he's
Somebody has to
Batman.
talk to wardrobe.
Yeah, he's definitely not Batman.
Did you know that even if you have a
is that?
401k for retirement, you still
don't-
have an
I don't.
IRA? Robinhood has
Or
the
Roth
only
IRA.
that gives you a 3% boost on every dollar you contribute when you subscribe to Robinhood Gold. But get this, now through April 30th, Robinhood
I'm
is
not a
even
financial
boosting
advisor.
every single dollar
I really
you
feel like high
transfer
schools
in from another retirement
should,
account with a 3% match.
should
That's right,
spend
no
one
cap on
day
the 3%
teaching what a
match.
Roth IRA is.
Robinhood
It says
gets
it
you
right
the
there.
most for your retirement thanks to their
Do you
IRA
doing research?
with a 3% match.
We'll look into
This
it.
offer is good through April 30th. Get started at robinhood.com/boost. Subscription fees apply.
Like-
Now for some legal info. Clean
Yeah.
as of Q1 2024, validated by Radius Global Market Research. Investing involves risk, including loss.
It definitely does
Limitations
involve
apply to
risk, yeah.
IRAs and 401ks. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold for 1 year from the date of the
1
first
year.
3% match. Must keep
Which is
Robinhood IRA
their-
for 5 years.
I don't know how much
3%
Robinhood
matching
Gold
on
is.
transfers is subject to specific terms and conditions. Robinhood IRA available to U.S. customers in good standing. Robinhood
In good
Financial
standing.
LLC, member SIPC, is a registered broker-dealer.
Yeah, no, just literally look into what a Roth IRA is.
Hey folks,
Anybody
I'll be playing
can.
Final Fantasy VII every Friday on Twitch.
It
I've
doesn't
never played a
involve
Final
your
Fantasy
job.
game
It doesn't
before, so
involve
I'm excited to
anything.
see what they're like. Hope to see you
Just
there.
look into it, because it is very overpowered.
Supes makes the round, stopping all sorts of crimes and saving all
It's
sorts
cat.
of kitties. Because of course there's
Lol
a
of
scene
cat.
like that in this.
Man swooped out of the sky and gave him to
Where's the
me.
Cheerios at?
Stop telling lies.
Jesus, you saved
Wow.
the cat, yet you overlooked the child abuse going on inside. The proper party was
Come on,
saved.
Chaplin. I miss my
He
cat
even
so
saves
much.
Air Force One.
It's been, what, 3 weeks? Yeah, almost 3 weeks. Tomorrow will be 3
And
weeks.
to be fair, that's how Biden thinks planes fly anyway. Do I even need to say why Reeve is the best Superman? On top of being a pitch-perfect Clark Kent, he has both the reassuring smile that everything is gonna be okay, and the intimidating stare that says nothing will stand in his way until things are.
That is true. I do
even
like
in an
that.
outfit as silly as that.
Otis, take the gentleman's cape.
He's an authority figure you actually do want to give your authority
Dude,
to because he's
that
earned your
stare.
trust on every level.
Miraculous saving.
We've had reports with
The JVC, do pay that as well?
Illegal immigrants stealing jobs from always innocent cops. MSNBC says Superman's colors
Yeah,
should not be
JVC
enough.
definitely paid for this.
This leads us to our villain Lex Luthor,
That
played by
promote
Gene
or
Hackman.
product placement. That's what's
Sidekicks
called.
Otis, played by Ned Beatty, and Miss Tashmaka, played by Valerie Perrine.
How do you choose to congratulate the greatest criminal mind of our time?
Try twist it.
So Luthor is kind of like Tim Burton's Catwoman, not comic accurate, but still a lot of fun.
fair, I guess.
do prefer the more menacing takes we've had in other versions, but this egocentric does get a lot of laughs, and when he
Dude,
needs
those
to,
cufflinks are
he'll come
massive.
across as very menacing.
Is that how a warped brain like yours gets its kicks? Planning the death of innocent people?
No, by causing the death of innocent people.
I have no doubt he meant that. But yes, it is lame that he's not bald, and all because Hackman just didn't want to do it. Hell, Richard Donner had to actually convince him for months just to shave his mustache. This guy's like the anti-method acting. Instead of working around a role, he has the role work around him.
I mean,
and as I mentioned, all the acting
I guess
in this is
that
pretty good,
yeah, it
including
doesn't
the
really
chemistry
happen all that
between
often.
Reeve and Kidder.
Has he got a family? Where does he live?
Oh my god, a super dick pic. So they don't circumcise on Krypton. No, it's an invite to meet up with Superman, as Lois wears what I'm sure she wears to every interview. I've gone to the O'Neill School of Journalism, and the two flirt like children on a first date.
I wonder why.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No, I don't, but if I did, Miss Lane, you'd be the first to know about it.
Oh.
See through
Oh.
anything.
Yes, I can.
What color underwear am I wearing?
Yeah, something I never noticed till this time around. This movie's really horny.
Pink.
I'm sorry, what?
Pink.
Vigorous chest massage, mouth to mouth. I won't have one of my men doing anything I wouldn't be prepared to do myself.
Do you like pink?
I like pink very much, Lois.
Come out! Hey!
I guess it is a movie about a good-looking guy flying around in tights, but man, sometimes these movies make the Schumacher films look subtle.
Why did you kiss me first?
I didn't think you'd let me later. That's not how it works.
That's
not how any of this
no,
works.
that's.
No
Was that? Why did I feel like that was a Canada
That's
commercial?
interesting.
Can't see that coming back to bite you in the ass later. Tell me, what's your kryptonite? Oh yeah, it's kryptonite.
Yeah, literally Krypton.
Clark
No, I'm not.
said that you're just a
Oh,
figure
yeah.
of somebody's
Not Clark Kent, by the way.
No,
He takes
yeah,
her
not
flying
him.
in a
How are you
scene
gonna be
that's
thinking
very
about the
romantic
dude
and also very aerodynamically
while
impossible.
literally talking to him and not
it's
realize
a
that
very
it's him?
nice, lovely moment until that poem.
Can you read my mind? I don't know who you are. Just a friend from another star.
I know so many people who absolutely love this scene until it gets to the dumb poem.
Here I am, like a kid out of school. I'm a fool.
It's a poem.
Oh. Now, to her credit, about half of Lois's lines are pretty lame.
Do you eat?
What?
Russell Westbrook.
Kidder's performance often does make them work, and she is trying as hard as she can to make this poem work. Sometimes it's passable, other times
You can see right through me. Can you read my mind?
it's a poem. What's a poem doing here? Believe it or not, it could be worse.
shouldn't be
She was
there.
originally supposed to sing this.
Oh.
Yep, the lyrics actually match up perfect with Williams' theme. Maureen McGovern even did a cover of it. On second thought, maybe the poem's not sounding that bad.
Yeah, no, the
Need a
poem.
friend. I'm the one to fly to.
Meanwhile, the only
You
poem
just look
going
back
on
at him and
Clark's
like, what?
head is there once was a reporter for Nantucket.
You okay?
Uh-huh.
He drops her off, and she finally thinks of an appropriate name.
Superman. Superman.
Wait, he didn't have a
Oh,
name?
Black Panther. Lex Luthor, maybe while putting together too quickly that kryptonite can kill him.
But this stuff here will kill him.
Which is
Puts
wild
together a scheme
that
to
he
not
figured
only
that out.
acquire some kryptonite, but also rewire some missiles for his diabolical scheme. And like I said, this movie's pretty horny.
Hey, look at that.
Ooh-wee, that dead woman's hot.
How would she end up out of the
I
car?
like Pink very much. This is a romantic conversation we're having here. Otis screws up though, and their first attempt doesn't work. So,
All right, get it right, will you?
okay, when did this turn into a Merry Melodies cartoon? Does Luthor just have a Bugs Bunny dress ready to put on and say, "Oh, howdy, boys"?
How did that work?
Only
Ah.
one alive with less than 4 legs can hear this frequency, Superman, and that's you.
Luthor makes a call to Clark on a frequency only he can hear.
How did you
so
know
Superman
that? How did you know that only he can?
What?
How did he do
makes his way
that?
to his hideout.
It's open. Come in.
He talks about his scheme to have one missile blow up California so he can sell real estate and another missile blow up somewhere else so Superman can't stop both.
This is California.
He can most definitely stop both.
Where was I?
California.
California, right?
This leads to probably my favorite joke when Otis tries to sneak in a little bit of property for himself.
Marina Del X. Otisburg. Otisburg? Who's this monster? She's got her own place, man. Otisburg?
Oh, he doesn't like it.
I'd visit Otisburg. I hear the pig's quite good. The missiles are launched.
I
As
don't-
they figure
won't know
out
what
too
that
late,
reference
they've been rigged. Though it's really not surprising when you figure out this was the guy in charge.
Why are they firing missiles?
They have the new B-20 low-level avoidance systems.
Our next president has to be named Yelnik McWawa.
Superman,
Huh?
of course, discovers the kryptonite, and he questions if Luthor even cares where the other missile is going.
I know exactly where it's headed. Hackensack, New Jersey.
Hackensack?
Tessmacher reveals her mother lives in Hackensack, so she frees Superman as long as he agrees to save her first.
We can't just stand there and let millions of innocent people die.
Maybe.
Ooh, the Pa Kent approach.
Just let him die.
Maybe.
Okay, I said I would lay out those jokes, but these two should not be so close.
I'm gonna
on the
watch
same
Savannah
plane.
Steele kind of first. Why did he fly that way? Just turn around.
Believe a man can fly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for every corny effect, there's a damn good effect too. A lot of these moments are really well done and actually kind of damn intense.
Golden Gate Bridge.
Well, most of them.
That's just wild.
My chiropractor.
That would definitely probably feel good on the back.
In the middle of it all, though, as this earthquake clearly has it out for her. No, really, once it gets to her car, it stops right in its tracks. I guess God's not a fan of bad punctuation either.
I knew I should have made a left turn at Albuquerque.
Why is it? Is that really how earthquakes are? I think actually there was an earthquake today.
So yeah, this is pretty much a horror film now. For all the corniness this movie has, when it wants to get dramatic, it doesn't hold back. All the little kids in the audience get to watch Lois slowly and horrifically die.
Does she actually die? Wait, what? What?
And Superman's reaction matches that intensity.
There's no way. There's no way she actually died.
Really. It's easy to believe the guy who wrote Godfather wrote this because, man,
I have never seen
just
Godfather.
wants you to sit with this death scene. Reeve plays it as serious as if this was a documentary. Like, it's some of the most chilling acting I've ever seen around a death sequence. Silly tights and all.
She didn't even find out
No
that
part of this is
Clark
half-effort.
is
He is
Superman.
committed to convincing you he just lost the most important person on the planet.
Well, no, his mom still exists, I'm pretty sure.
And then it gets dumb.
What do you mean he gets dumb?
Yeah, y'all know what's coming. Easily the worst part of the movie.
Wait a minute.
Superman
He's gonna
spins the earth
rewind
in reverse
time.
and causes time to move backwards. There's a million reasons why this doesn't work.
A million? Just a million?
He could always do it, but
yeah,
then
add some
because it
zeros
would
to that.
interrupt in human affairs. Well, what? He hasn't already? And what? He couldn't do this a million times before then? In fact, is that really a good ethical code? All those powers and I couldn't save him. Oh wait, I can now. Like what? So he doesn't have to live with his humanity? But okay. Let's say the death of Lois was what gave him the extra adrenaline to do this.
I mean,
like it's a one-time thing. Did he stop the extra missile? The gas station still blew up and he saved Jimmy from the dam, but the earthquake didn't happen? And let's say he did. Is there just another Superman flying around that stopped that missile? What happens to him?
That's
Does he
actually a
just
great
go on to
question.
him and act like, who are you? Oh, I'm you from a timeline where Lois dies. Oh, is she okay? Well, she is now. Well, what happens to me? Well, you die.
Well,
there can be only one.
Replaced.
Just don't add up!
Any way you cut it, there's something that doesn't make sense. But like I said, the rest of this movie is still so
I think I saw
good,
that. I think talk about that in the
it
death
doesn't
battle.
hurt it. It gets right back to being likable as hell.
Poor Clark. He's never around when... Clark?
He's
Wait
never.
a minute, wait
He's
a
never
minute.
around when
I think
Superman's
Perry
around.
White is Wonder Woman. Superman drops off Lex Luthor, shows they could have done a pretty convincing bald cap, so just makes the wigs even more pointless. I just want to see people who look like me on the big screen. And Superman flies into space to
Aw,
look the world
dog.
throughout the galaxy's alignment, and will probably crash into Mercury one day because of it.
No, well.
But I don't care. This film's still phenomenal.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
there's a
mean,
couple
it
things
does
that
seem
don't
pretty
work,
good.
But not only are they very few,
Well,
but
also
the stuff
for
that
the
does
time
work, set the bar
works.
for all future superheroes.
So I wonder why it
At
didn't
a
work
time
for
where
Man
there
of Steel, but it
really
worked for
wasn't
this.
Much of a precedent
Like what
for this
things?
sort of thing. This film really decided to give a lot of drama, a lot of heart, and a lot of dignity, while still keeping true to its playful silliness. It's amazing how well this film accomplishes being both light and upbeat, but also heavy and epic at the same time.
But
It's
that
one of the best
one
superhero
moment.
movies ever made, and if it isn't your
I guess that
all-time
was like the
favorite,
moment
I
that's
can
just like
assure you,
people
it
talk about.
Definitely inspired your all-time favorite. I'm the Nostalgia Critic, and Super Month has just begun!
Super Month! Able to bitch about the tiniest things any normal person wouldn't care about.
Stop! We're done.
Oh. Nope. They're gonna do that for future videos, I'm sure. The green screen. Oh.
Otisburg?
I mean, Otisburg isn't the worst name. I've heard worse names. What's another terrible name of a city?
Month, we're donating to Living Beyond Breast Cancer. Living Beyond Breast Cancer
I've donated them before.
Its mission to provide trusted information and a community of support to those impacted by the disease. They offer
I'm trying to think of one. I mean, Hackensack is pretty up there for crazy names.
That is meaningful to those newly diagnosed, in treatment, post-treatment, and
I'm trying to think of
metastatic disease. Having done this for years and having a 4-star rating on Charity Navigator, this is definitely a great one to support. So if you want to saying happy birthday,
that's not a name of a city. That's the name of the criminal organization.
Giving to a good cause.
In My Hero Academia.
Want a cameo from you? Still
Which is gonna be wild because I recorded that video like 2 or 3 hours ago.
Do a lot in helping this
and I could not think of what the name of the organization was, but that video is going live today. An hour after this video. The entire time I could not think of what the name was. And it was the Shie Asai guy. Okay. So I guess next will be Superman 2, part of the Super Month. So that was going to be awesome. I don't know if Superman 2 is better than Superman 1. It's probably going to be very similar. And then Superman 3 was not good. And Superman 4 was really, really not good because I reacted to the Nostalgia Critics video of that last week, which is linked down below in the description. I look forward to watching more of these and learning more about Superman. I look forward to reading your comments because I read every single one of them. Also, shout out to the patrons because, like I said, they get all the videos a day early, and I could not do this if it was not for them. Hopefully, I made your day just a tiny little bit better. But until the next video, take care and cue the music.